What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Cole, DC, UPenn's finest, Chris Coacher, CB Coacher Boy. We got another great episode for you guys today. We will be obviously talking about Championship Sunday, Broncos, Pats, Seahawks, Rams. Doesn't get much better than that. Well, if we had Bo Nix, it'd be a lot better, but doesn't get too much better than what we're about to get. And then we're kind of flipping it. We're not doing NBA Weekly first. We're going to do it second. That's going to be the steak and potatoes of the episode. Of course, everybody remembers Cade's iconic, we're not 2-26 bad. Well, we're going to take that logic to this season. Which teams are not as bad as their record says? And we're going to talk about which teams are not as good as their record says. But before we get into any of that, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Audio listeners, leave a like, 5-star review, download the episode. We'd really appreciate it. But let's get into these conference championship previews. We'll start Patriots, Broncos. They'll be the first game played. That feels right to do. Danny, I want to start with you in this one. We talked about it a little bit last episode, but I want to really get your thoughts on, the Patriots. Yes, they're not facing the most imposing quarterback in the world in Jarrett Stidham, king of the Friday Night Lights, by the way, Texas high school football legend. Anyway, but they're not facing a world beater quarterback, but they haven't necessarily been playing great themselves, and they already went up against two of the better defenses in the NFL, and they're going to be going against another one. How does anything you think, in your opinion, need to change for New England offensively? And if so, what do you think they need to do?
I think the Patriots team itself is good enough to win the game if they don't turn the ball over. I think Vrabel has these guys coached. I think their defense is stymied themselves. I think the only thing that really needs to change is stop turning the ball over, protect Drake May just a little bit longer, and let these plays develop, because you can see Will Anderson's beating Will Campbell, and the plays aren't developing at the same rate that they're supposed to. So if you can do these things, I think they could blow the Broncos out, because I don't think Jarrett Stidham, albeit all this talk about Jarrett Stidham being the best unkept secret of the league, I don't want to hear it. If he was the best unkept secret, he would have beat out Bo Nix, because Bo Nix is an average starter in the NFL. He's not above average. He's an average starter.
He's above average. He's one of the 16 best quarterbacks in the NFL.
That's average.
But he's not 16 is what I'm saying. He's above average.
I think he's closer to 16 than he is to 10.
Well, he's not 16, so he'd be above average.
Fine, whatever. He might be slightly above average. Point is,
better than Aaron Rodgers, tell you that.
He's 100% better than Aaron Rodgers.
I know. Respect the it factor.
Is he better than Pro Bowl Snoop Huntley?
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Well, he is a Pro Bowl, and I don't think Bo does, so that's the simple math right there.
He played better than Lamar this year, which is unfortunate, but it's true.
He did.
Who?
Bo Nix didn't play better than Lamar Jackson.
Bo played better than Lamar when he was healthy. No shot.
No. Well, Lamar wasn't healthy from week 12 onward.
And Lamar still played better. But we'll finish.
Exactly. I don't know what we're talking about. We were talking Bo Nix and Aaron Rodgers. You brought up Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, fair. Point is, people are making the great comparison of Jarrett Stidham's going to come in and play the same football that Bo Nix. Look, can he play some replacement level football? He could sling the ball. Is he prone to mistakes and turnovers? We just saw C.J. Stroud, which some people claim to be a top 10 quarterback, turn the ball over damn near 5 times against the Patriots. And we're going to sit here and talk about, Jarrett Stidham's going to slice this defense up. I'm not hearing it. I'm 100% not hearing it.
I'm gonna before I go and give my Broncos spiel, I want to go to you, Chris. Look, man, the Broncos, I'm giving you the toughest task possible. So the Broncos just lost their franchise quarterback, and they're a game away from the Super Bowl, though. If you're Sean Payton, what approach are you taking offensively with Stidham? Because this isn't necessarily the time to be like, just go out there, don't turn the ball. Like, how are you mentally preparing your quarterback for this game?
The same way I would prepare Bo Nix, because this is the thing. I don't think I mean, obviously, Bo Nix is a better player because he won the job. But my reality is this: Sean Payton's an elite play caller, in my opinion, or whatever he does over there, it works. And if it was anybody who I think can contend with the backup quarterback, I think it's Sean Payton. And like I said, I don't think the gap is what's a huge gap? Joe Burrow to Browning. You know what I mean? It's not that type of
No,
gap.
that's bad. That's bad.
You know
I
what
don't
mean?
know, man. People thought Browning was hooping last year.
Those people have no eyes. I will say, I
You
will
have
say
no eye. Well, that's Tom would say, cut off your eyelids.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think that. And in all fairness to Bo Nix, what Bo Nix does well is get out the pocket, extend plays, or get it out really quickly. Those are things every backup in the NFL today pretty much does, unless they're the older guys, like when Phillip Rivers or Joe Flacco was replacing injured guys. They weren't really getting out of the pocket, but that's what they were doing. And I think if they can do a bunch of quick hitters and roll them out, do a couple, and let the playmakers they do have make the plays, I think they can contend. And that's my only thing I think I see. You lean on the defense. Obviously, you try to play ball control football, and then you kind of live with the results. And like I said, I don't think it's like going from an A+ starter to a C backup. It's like a B- starter to a C backup, which I think is more doable, which I think you can keep a similar game plan. So do I think the Patriots can still capitalize on it being a backup? Yes. But also we've seen backup juice work and get a game. Now, this is one of the biggest games, but I mean, if it's anybody that can do it, Sean Payton deserves some payback from getting screwed out of that one playoff game. We do know. You never know what can happen. So at the end of the day, just my theory on it, I think Stidham is a guy his skill set is similar enough to Bo Nix where you can do the same thing. So that's where I see them kind of picking up where they left off at.
Yeah, I absolutely hear where you're coming from, and I love the approach that you said because that's exactly what I was going to start with. Jarrett Stidham, it's not a matter of like again, Bo Nix is obviously the better quarterback. I think Bo Nix is one of the top 15 quarterbacks in the NFL. I think much highly of him now than I did at the beginning of the season. However, I think what is the mainstay of this offense, you can't replicate his creativity. I don't think any quarterback's creativity is replicable. What is replicable is the things in structure that really work well for the Broncos, getting it to the receivers out in space on the screens, developing, deep sideline routes. Any NFL quarterback should be able to make those throws. I'm positive Stidham can. Stidham has made good plays in the NFL. Obviously, not consistently to the point, to where he's earned himself a starting job, but I think we're at the point where Sean Payton is the throw. Who cares about how aggressive we're going to be? Who cares, if he's going to go turn the ball over? This is literally do or die. So I'm going to treat him as if he is my starter. And quite frankly, they just caused they just caused one of the three best quarterbacks in the entire NFL to turn the ball over 4 times. The quarterback that's coming into their place has turned the ball over 5 times this postseason. Getting a turnover or 2 is not going to be a problem. I would honestly predict them to cause a turnover or 2 more than I predict the Patriots holding on to the ball more. However, turning the ball over seemingly hasn't caught up to the Patriots just yet. I think they kind of used their 2 bad luck games up already, and they've already won them. So I definitely see Danny's point where this could be a week where maybe they tighten up on those turnovers. Before we go Rams Seahawks, let's get a score prediction too. Who do we got, and what are our score predictions?
Chris, you go first. I'll go last.
Yeah,
I got 17-14 Broncos.
okay. I love it. I love it.
And this is my only thing, bro. This is my only reason. This is my only reason for real. I really do believe in skill sets winning stuff in the NFL, which is why I was a proponent of keeping Tyler Huntley. I joke about Pro Bowl Huntley all the time because he's my guy. I like Tyler Huntley. But in reality, why it works for us, his skill set is similar enough to Lamar Jackson. We can run the same stuff. And I think Sean Payton is one of the greatest minds football's ever seen. And I think it was anybody who can mask and masquerade as a guy, I think it would be Sean Payton. So I'm more leaning on Sean Payton in the defense to keep it close and a field goal winning the game. And I I trust Will less to make it if it's 14-14. That's my idea. I can see them losing 21-3. I can see them losing 21-3 too, but I'm going 17-14. So that's mine.
No, I'm not even mad at that prediction. Like, I nearly talked myself into picking the Broncos during that whole spiel, but I think the turnover luck it might have ran its course with New England. It very much could happen though. If the Broncos do win, they're going to need a turnover or 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Drake May does his best Josh Allen impression in the worst way possible. I'm going to go Patriots 20 to. I'm going to go like 20-12. 20-12. Patriots win. Very respectable effort by Denver, but I think Mike Vrabel has his boys locked in.
Patriots win 27-10.
27-10. Not mad at it.
And I do want to throw this in there. Nick Bodino is a Bron fan. Bron did say anything is possible. So
he is. I saw that video. That definitely skews the odds.
Michael Jordan had 0 elephants when he was a kid. LeBron has 1. Don't let them forget.
Facts.
I don't even know what that means, but I'm with it.
The picture of
LeBron has that baby picture with the stuff. True.
But why is his ear so big? Why does LeBron look like Jonathan Kuminga on that picture?
Yo.
AI. Chris, that picture was AI generated with Kuminga's face. That's why.
Yo. Okay, so Danny has the Pats 27-10 as the honorary fan club member of the show. I have the Patriots
before the playoffs started.
I'm just saying, relax. I have the Patriots 20-12, a little bit lower scoring. Maybe that touchdown even coming in the last minute of the game. And then and Chris has Broncos 17-14. I like that we have a little bit of a split going on. We got a clear Patriots win, a slight Patriots win, and a slight Broncos win. I like that we're all just not counting Denver out. I like that.
I'm not counting Denver out. I know. Jared Stidham in his last 4 starts, he's 1-3. He's lost a lot of games he started. That's all I have to.
I mean, it's a 4-game sample size.
I'm gonna say his last 4 starts. He did play for the Raiders.
Nick Foles was 0-1 going into his Super Bowl run. You're only as good as I've just seen you.
Nick Foles was
this is so off topic before we transition to the next one. Whatever Reed Shepherd says he is, like whatever he's listed at on NBA.com, put it down by like 3 inches. He is a legit midget. But damn it, that boy can hoop. All right, let's go to Rams Seahawks. So this game, I mean, it was only right. We got a third round of these guys. Seahawks coming off an absolutely dominant win against the 49ers. You could argue they had 2 bye weeks, but 41-6, they took care of business of Kyle Shanahan and them. And then the Rams won they won 2 really gutsy games. You know, it took them to the last drive to beat Carolina. It took them a walk-off field goal to take care of Chicago. Both these games on the road, though, which is incredibly impressive by LA. Chris, I have to start with you on this one. Obviously the Rams took down your hometown Bears. You know, they won a game in a shootout. They won a nail biter. What kind of game do you think Sean McVay wants to make it so that when it comes down to the fourth quarter, his team will have the potential advantage?
I think he wants to keep it 35-32. Make them score some points.
That's aggressive all the way.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the thing. When you got the horses, you got to use them. And at the end of that game, Matthew Stafford completed passes to who? Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. When it came down to it, those were the 2 guys targeted. I think he starts that early. I'm talking about 4 targets apiece in the first quarter. That's what I would like to see at the very least. I want to see them get it out and try to score because the Seahawks defense is very, very good. But if the Seahawks are not able to run the ball to get Darnold going, I think they can. That's where you can get the Seahawks to struggle, in my opinion, especially with no Charbonnet, where it's really only on K-Walk, which, I mean, I got faith in K-Walk if anybody doesn't. But at the end of the day, I want to see the Seahawks put up 30-plus points. If I'm McVay, you got to beat me with 30-plus points. You know what I mean? Like, you got to beat me. You got to go out there and score a bunch of points. So if I'm Sean McVay, that's how I want the game to go. I want it to be high scoring. And I want it to be one of those games where you can't get away with making 3 field goals. You know, when you get down to the red zone, you got to get touchdowns. And I think it's got to be one of those type of games. Because if you let the Seahawks keep it slow and let them run the ball with K-Walk all game and just hit you in the head with JSN every once in a while, it can get ugly. So I think if I'm the Rams, I want it to be high scoring.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from, and I absolutely agree with that statement. I mean, like, look, last week was scary, depending on those not so reliable corners, that defense. That look, even though Caleb Williams had 3 turnovers, yes, the way the national media treated Josh Allen, I'm about to treat Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, despite having those turnovers, he was still having his way with his defense. I truly believe that. Every throw, I felt like he was capable of making something special happen. And maybe Darnold's not that level of quarterback, but damn it, JSN's that level of receiver. And Sam Darnold's been more than good enough this year. He's certainly a top 15 quarterback, in my opinion, especially over the last 2 years. He's really put up those numbers. So I might just be talking numbers. I don't know. No, I'm not about a speed run where Sam Darnold lands in the NFL, but he's certainly playing good football over the last 2 years. So I absolutely I agree. You can't necessarily trust your defense to, limit that offense. Especially, this is going to be an offense that's going to force feed Kenneth Walker. There's no Charbonnet to really split the carries with. They're going to rely on Michigan State's finest prospect in years. So that's how I see that one. Now, Danny, Seahawks had a bye week. They cruise past the 49ers. In your opinion, is there any sense of I don't know how to put it, not say they didn't play nobody, they've earned where they are. Could you sense any rust coming from this offense, given that Sam Darnold's finally going to be off the leash, hopefully with the oblique injury going away? And then, they didn't have to be aggressive last week because they were smoking the Niners. But do you sense any rust at all, or do you think that the Seahawks are going to come in and just start kicking the door down?
I think the Seattle Seahawks are a team of destiny.
Possibly a good take.
This team's defense is elite. They play good special teams. Their offense is complementary to their defense. They have the unfortunate I don't want to measure this, but they have the luck factor in their game sometimes on their side, which is really important in football. You have to get lucky. So sometimes it's not just easy to just be good. The Seattle Seahawks, like, even if they come out rusty, their defense is good enough to win them the game. That's the reality. And that's why I think the Seahawks win this game. The Los Angeles Rams have Puka Nacua and like Devontae Adams, but the issue with that arises in that their run game isn't that strong comparatively to the Seattle Seahawks defense. And I'm going to point out one player who's been playing, I think, the best zone coverage at the corner since Richard Sherman, and it's Devin Witherspoon. He is the X factor, weapon X, whatever the hell you want to call him, on the Seattle Seahawks defense. He elevates his team. Everyone knew even Worry was going to be sick when he got drafted there. They just feel like it's right. And everyone says, let's bring back 2016. How about let's bring back 2013? Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots, Malcolm Butler, goal line interception. Reverse it this time. Maybe.
Maybe.
The
only problem is you're like 2 years off. It was the 2014 season. They played in 2015, but
oh wait, so it was 2016. Yeah.
No.
Oh, the first time they played was 2013, right?
What are you talking about? The Patriots and Seahawks played in the Super Bowl once.
No,
It was the
Broncos
20
played 2013. That's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, and then in the 2015 season, the Super Bowl played in 2016 was yes, Cam Newton getting, obliterated by Von Miller for an hour. But yes. Okay. What's your score prediction for Seahawks Rams?
Give me 27-23.
27-23 Rams. Chris,
Yeah.
what's your score prediction looking like?
Seattle, not the Rams.
Oh, sorry.
27-24 Rams.
Okay. So you're both kind of sticking in that ballpark. Yeah, no, I need game of the year part 3. I'm not going to hold you. I'm going 38-35 Seahawks winning in overtime. Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. And that's actually
Oh my God, JSN on Christian Gonzalez in the Super Bowl.
So I don't know if Gonzalez is going to that slot, but time will tell. Time will tell. But yeah. Let's get into this NBA topic that I was talking about at the beginning of the show. Again, everybody remembers Cade Cunningham being like, we're not 2-26 bad. And damn it, he was right, because the next year they go to the playoffs, and this year they're the number 1 seed in the East. So the way this is going to work, you see a team that's, they might have a record that's a little bit deceiving. First, we'll start with the teams that are better than their record indicates. So I'll go first. My team is it's the LA Clippers. I don't think they're 19-24 bad. They started this year 6-21. They are now they're now 19-24. They're 13-3 in their last 16 games, 7-3 in their last 10. Does it suck that they have to be near flawless to stay where they want to be right now? Yes. And Kawhi shaken up a little bit, but I think that's more just a precautionary thing, and they've won a fair share of games without him. But man, this team is playing special. It's going to be. They're doing all this now, and they don't have Derrick Jones Jr., who I think is going to supply a great amount of, 3-and-D when he was playing great for them. So him coming back consistently is going to be great. Obviously, you don't have Bradley Beal for the whole season, but you still got shot creators, James Harden, Kawhi. Kawhi Leonard is playing. He's averaging a career high. He's playing some of the best basketball of his career. He's shooting 40% from 3-on-7 attempts a game. So look, if they weren't the 10 seed, he'd absolutely be in the MVP conversation. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. They don't give it to playing guys. Zubac, after starting really rough and looking to be like on the trade block, looking like he was going to be a Boston Celtic any day now, he's definitely turned his game around. John Collins, this is just an older group, and it took him a little bit to get things going. This really is a 2-man operation, but I really like what I've seen from the Clippers personally.
That's fair.
Yeah. Someone want to throw a team out? Or we want to talk about the Clippers?
Yeah, I was gonna say something about the Clippers. I actually kind of, I don't know. I think they are what their record says, and I know that's random, or not random. But I know that's like kind of opposite, but I really do. I think they're a team, as you said, that is a 2-headed monster. If the 2-headed monster was just 4 years younger, then they would probably be third in the West right now. But the only thing is, Kawhi has to take. He's got to maintain maintenance for injuries all the time, and James Harden just hasn't been as efficient because he just doesn't have the engine to be able to do that anymore at the same efficiency level. So I think they need an infusion of young talent. I think Kuminga would be the person to really turn their tide. They need a pick and roll with James Harden. Kuminga will literally get Kuminga paid $30 million a year next year after that team option expires. I think they just need an infusion. I think they have, to your points, the bones of a team that is better than their record, but I think because their 2 main guys are older and Kawhi's injury prone, I think it is true because they can do it some nights and some nights it just can't. And that's kind of how I look at that. I think they need one infusion of talent, of young talent.
I'll say this though, what I think they're kind of missing a lot is because especially James Harden is responsible for a lot of John Collins creation. He's
Yeah.
he's responsible for a lot of Zubac creation. Kawhi obviously he's doing his damn thing. This is the best he's ever looked offensively. Like just by the numbers, by the eye test, he's been absolutely incredible. But where's that third shot creator? Where's that third guy that can go do it himself? That was Norman Powell last year. Norman Powell was damn near all-star level last year. He's doing it again this year. Like you say, if you bring in Jonathan Kuminga, that's absolutely a guy who, damn it, if Steve Kerr's not going to let him do anything else, one thing he knows how to do, he knows how to get his own shot. So that's definitely something. Now I'm not mad at you. You can never have too many wings. He's definitely a guy that I think can play up a little bit if need be. In spot minutes, Kawhi can play the 4.
Or you swap Kuminga and John Collins and look at this team. Like just look at that, because the John Collins in Atlanta, as the live threat that he was, I think Kuminga could easily be that. He's a better scorer off the bounce. I think that would
true.
open the game so much more. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. That like you kind of would combine John Collins and Derrick Jones and add more offense. You combine them into one player. I think that would be,
I think just something skeptical that Ballmer may see is like the film on it. Like he's been seeing that John Collins has been doing this for his team for a little bit now, and you have the stuff on Derrick Jones last year. They could just be skeptical that like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a chance they could get Jonathan Kuminga for nothing because Steve Kerr has absolutely plummeted his stock. But again, I figure probably one of them would have to go. I would hate to see John Collins go. I really don't want to see Derrick Jones go either. But when you're to get good players, you need to give up good assets. So that's what it is at the end of the day. That's absolutely a goaltend. Sorry, but
absolutely,
yeah. Who wants to throw out a team who is not as bad as their record says?
I'm going to throw out a team, and it happens to be the team that's in the city that Chris lives in. The Dallas.
Okay. I want to hear this one.
I'm a fan of what they have developing. So the Dallas Mavericks are a team that's young, that is building, and surely and slowly have been putting together some very quality wins over the past month. So I think the Dallas Mavericks team is a team that in the future will be a force reckoned with. And I think it all starts with Cooper Flagg and letting him have the keys, so to say. So I want to hear Chris's point here.
Well, I'll say real quick before we go to Chris, I did just want to mention about AD. Apparently AD wants to be traded by the end of next week. So you can only imagine, just going off what you said with this team being so young, you got Flagg, you got the mini Nemhard, you got Christie. So you got Brandon Williams, who I'm big fan of. But yeah, I mean, with the assets you're going to get from an Anthony Davis trade, you're only going to get younger. Future's only going to look brighter. Absolutely love that. Sorry, Chris. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was about to say, I can show you tweets about Brandon Williams from 3 years ago. I can show y'all. I was there. I was there early. I was there. Brandon Williams.
You cheating. You probably watched him play 5th grade basketball.
No, bro. He was on the Legends, bro. He was on the Legends here. And it was him and Jaden Hardy in the backcourt. They looked like ball is life, I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, I kind of agree with that. And it's unfortunate because I want them to be ass. And they're just not ass enough. And I want them to be bad because I want them to get one of the top 4 or 5 players in this next draft. They need a guard, not a point guard, because I like Nimbar, I like Brandon Williams. They need a Darren Peterson. They need even a
DJ Edgecombe.
Darius Acuff. Edgecombe would be great. A lot of teams need Edgecombe because Edgecombe can guard up and he's very explosive. Every team needs Edgecombe. But to that point, I love the Mavs just in the sense of they have so many players that other teams need. Like they can move Najee Marshall, get a young asset. Like they can do so much with the guys that they can move off of. They can be in such a good place. So I do agree with that one. I do like that. And Cooper Flagg is really, really good. Obviously, he's a really good 4 or 3. And I think he just needs guys who are going to play hard too. Because one thing about Cooper Flagg, he's always been a dog. And you got other dogs around him, you'll be just fine. Because they'll find a way to score. And then they'll find a way to get stops. And I think that's the best part. That's why him and AD would have looked so good together had they been able to grow together for 2 or 3 years. Because AD's a dog too. He's just, he's hurt a lot. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. The team that I'll say is my it's my Charlotte Hornets. as y'all know, big LaMelo fan here. So I'm happy to see that they have a core four. They have a core four, and I love it. Miles Bridges, RTBMB, very good basketball player. Very good basketball player. Brandon Miller, very good basketball player. Very good. Con Knipple, still the draft, very good basketball player.
Con artist.
Having one of the best shooting seasons of a rookie in a long, long time. And when Charles Lee doesn't bring LaMelo off the bench like fucking Eric Snow or Aaron McKee, LaMelo Ball looks perfectly fine too. And I think they're only missing a 5. And not to get rid of Musa Diabetic, because I love Musa. Musa is a center that the Lakers need. Musa is great at what he does. But if I can interest you in a Nick Claxton trade, that can literally propel them to the play-in, in my opinion, if they were doing a little bit better already. They're a bouncy center away from really making noise, in my opinion, because a lob threat at the center spot opens up the floor for Brandon Miller scoring, open up the floor for Conklin shooting, opens up the score for Bridges to be able to slash, and then LaMelo can just have a partner where he can roll to the basket, take away the big, or he can roll, take away the small. Then you have the switch you can play off of. I think this will open up so much. I think they're a center away. Now, if they were bad enough, I say wait on Cam Boozer and then rock like that. But I think Nick Claxton is a name I will be after if I'm the Hornets. Grant Williams, that those expirings and a draft pick, if the Nets were interested, I would like to see that. I think they're a center away. I think they're a team that's really close. I think they're 12th right now. Yeah, they're 12th.
They're the 12th seed. They are
4 games out of play. 3 games.
Yeah, three games out of their. Oh, I said 3. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong numbers. 4 games out of the play-in. Yes, from the Hawks.
And the Bucks literally don't know what they want to do. So I really think they could really be a dangerous play-in team if they could get in. So really, really, really a big fan of what the Hornets got going on. I just hope they stick with it and then try to get a center and then move forward like that. I like Kalkbrenner. I think he's a good backup, but I think they need a bouncy
definitely
center.
Good backup, not a starter though.
Right. I think they need a bouncy center at that spot. Even or make all of us happy and bring the big O to the Hornets. Chino Hills hoops, I'll be there.
Hey, that would be some nice chemistry.
Con Knipple as a hyped up LiAngelo Ball. You hearing me? You seeing the vision?
I mean, a name that we definitely can't ignore with definitely the way the Cavaliers season is going. Jared Allen has to be thrown in the center conversation for them, depending on how things go. And of course, if this season ends in a flame, what would Jared Allen's value even be outside of matching the contracts? I think if the Cavs seasons were to go up in a blaze, a lot of the value I think would come from Garland, assuming that's the one they move off of, or they just move off of Allen and they don't have to take a guard and a center out the rotation like that. But yeah, absolutely agree. I love the Charlotte Hornets. I think they're really fun when B. Miller, Khan, and Melo can play together, and when Melo decides he wants to put the ball in the basket. Let's not mention last night.
He was high yesterday, y'all. I seen it.
Lonzo got a DMP. Melo should have gotten a DMP. But rough night over in at Big Baller. One other team I wanted to mention, Eastern Conference team, not that much better than their record says. This is kind of just like a shocking team. But I got to give a round of applause. 27-19 Toronto Raptors. They're tied with the Knicks for the 3 seed, game and a half back from the 2 seed of the Boston Celtics. I mean, this team has been incredible. Scotty Barnes has bounced all the way back. I think, after that quote sophomore slump or that third year slump that people wanted to talk about. Brandon Ingram. This is the one spot where I feel like where people talk about, he brings nothing to the game. All he brings is that tough shot making. Well, I feel like this is the first team I feel like that needs his tough shot making. He's not getting in nobody's way by taking the amount of shots that he does. So I like seeing him in this role. I really do. It's good to see it's refreshing to see someone with this play style not be a detriment to their team. And then again, Brandon Ingram's one of those guys where I think numbers won't always back it up. I think he's not a ball stopper that a lot of people like to say. I think he moves the ball fairly well. Obviously Scotty is the real engine of it all. Emmanuel quickly gets a lot of crap. Makes a lot of money, doesn't necessarily play as well to it, but damn it, he'll give you that 40 ball every now and then. I'm not mad at Emmanuel quickly. And then of course you got Jamal Shed. Me and Chris are Shed heads. What can I say? Shed is one of the best backup point guards in the NBA. He's one of the best smaller defenders in the NBA. Sandro Mamu has obviously been great. RJ Barrett, when he's been in the lineup, has been incredible. Whether a certain host on this panel wants to admit it or not.
I will say one thing. Houston, y'all got another one. Kingston Fleming. Remember, when draft boards come out, Kingston Fleming. Oh.
Yo, Chris, would you rather have the idea of Jamal Shed or the idea of Davion Mitchell coming out of Baylor?
Well, Davion Mitchell looked like he was going to be more than just a defender. Right? I knew Jamal Shed was going to be a defender first. But if he gets the 3-ball down, his 3 is really consistent. If he gets the 3-ball down, shoot, he'll be a 10-year vet. He gets 3-ball down. But Davion Mitchell, I didn't think so, but I was like, maybe just because he's built to be a strong, but he just can't get anywhere. Like, he can't get past anybody, and it's so weird because he's fast, but he can't get past anybody. It's so weird. I don't.
And then I wanted to give one more person credit on this Raptors team. Colin Murray Boyles.
I knew it.
Whatever you say, I just got to give one more person they flat because I was listening to numbers on the board. They're talking about the Raptors and I think it was the guy Derek on there. He was like, and there's one more guy I got to mention, and Pierre just cuts him off. He says Colin Murray Boyles. He said yes, yeah, like he's absolutely been incredible. Like, we're talking rookie impact. I mean, he's the only one that's really on a competitive team like that besides Dylan Harper and VJ Edgecombe. He's the only one that's really asked to do the nitty-gritty stuff, defend, rebound, make up for play spot 5 minutes because Jakob Bertel's back is unbelievably cooked. He's absolutely incredible in those spot minutes at the 5. I'm blown away. I'm really blown away. I think people should really be talking about this season, the season he's having, just a little bit more. But any other teams we want to throw out, or do we want to get to hate watching? Do we want to talk about teams who are not as good as their record says?
I have the first hate watch ready.
All right, well, fire it away.
And why is it the Cleveland Cavaliers? I told
that was mine. You suck. That was mine.
I told people. And the messed up part, bro, Donovan Mitchell has been hooping. But you know what Donovan Mitchell's been doing while he's hooping? Showing that he's a point guard. He's a scoring point guard in the NBA today. Maybe not 7 years ago when he first came around. He is a scoring point guard. So you know what that means? It means Darius Garland and his messed up toes are in the fucking way. That's what it means. And you know what else it means? It also means that you don't need 2 7-footers who can't shoot. Guess what, Jared Allen? Gather your belongings. And you know what it also means? DeAndre Hunter, your $20 million contract, we don't need. Jordan Tyson's brother, Jalen Tyson, is better than you at what you do. He just is. You know what they need? They need a retool. And the reason I say that is because they're just built wrong. They're built wrong. The Cavs should have been the team that the Pistons are right now. Number 1 in the East, with the Celtics having a down year, with Tatum being hurt, it should have been the Cavs, but they aren't. And it's unfortunate because they still have the same team. Now, you can't tell me Max Strus is this important. I knew he was important, but goddamn it.
Max Strus, I'm a truther of him because I'm a hater of him.
And I love him.
That's good.
He can't be this. And if he is, rethink your franchise. And that's my problem.
Hey, Danny, what college he go to?
I can tell you one of them.
I know the main one.
I don't know.
DePaul.
Yes.
What else? Kid. Where else you
go? Fuck. Did he go to D2 first?
The fuck?
I want to say
Max Strus came from D2.
I'm almost sure he went to D2.
Bro, he went to Lewis University.
I told you. I told you. I knew it was a D2 first.
Oh my God, Maxie got. Oh, that was a goaltending.
Oh, that was a goaltending and a half. What is going on in this game?
Yeah, I knew it was a D2. Yeah, but yeah, Max Strus is a hooper. But yeah, that's my team.
This game,
dude.
Yeah,
what is going on in that
absolutely
game?
agree.
Sorry.
No. I'm watching the game too. I brought it up first. The Kevin Durant goaltended Maxey twice. Just the second one wasn't called. But yeah, I absolutely agree with the Cavs take, man. I mean, that like the way you say that like I know how you said like they should be where the Pistons is, but I feel like they should physically be the Pistons. Cade Cunningham, scoring, ball dominant guard. You got Donovan Mitchell. He's not 6'6" like Cade is, but don't worry about that right now. You're big. It should be Evan Mobley, defensive minded center, can pull up from a little bit of mid range, can stretch the floor occasionally. And then you just need defenders who can shoot. Defenders who can shoot. They don't even got to shoot. Asar Thompson gets 25, 30 minutes a night. He can't shoot a lick. So, yeah, I think that not only should they be where the Pistons are, they should kind of be ideally what the Pistons are going after. I feel like they got caught up in that weird era where it was like, me more star power, but then some teams kind of figured out you don't really need the star power like that. You kind of just need a guy or two and a really fleshed out roster. They kind of got caught up in the middle of that. But what doesn't make sense to me is the roster, you look at the names, it's a good roster. I just don't know. Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, Jalen Tyson, Jared Allen, DeAndre Hunter, Darius Garland, Craig Porter Jr. He's not. He's okay in spot. He's okay in spot minutes. Sam Merrill,
solid. You can say it. You can say it.
Yeah, like he's like solid in the minutes he's played. He's nothing crazy, but like Sam Merrill, Dean Wade can get hot. Lonzo Ball, who's been one of the most sought after role players in the entire NFL. Naquan Tomlin.
I love him. I love Naquan Tomlin, by the way. Love Naquan Tomlin. No, you know the problem.
Tyrese Proctor. If you weren't stuck behind a million guards,
there's no space, dude. It's no space.
I know.
Like Donovan Mitchell can't work for real because Jared Allen's setting the screen and rolling to the mid post where Evan Mobley's standing in the corner. Evan Mobley's not a corner 3-point shooter. He's shooting 4 threes a game for what? For what? And that's the problem, bro. No space. So you're trying to turn Evan Mobley into a floor spacer so you can continue to play too big.
31.7% on those 3.7 attempts.
You see what I'm saying? Like, why?
Not even take them.
That's and he has to because he catches the ball with 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and he's the kick out guy. Like, what the? It bothers me, dude. I really hate watching them play, but just because it's just no spacing, bro. In the NBA where you need space, it's literally no space over there. Zero.
Yeah, I absolutely hear you. So we talked Cavs. Danny, did you want me to throw out a team first, or did you want to go?
I got a team. It's a team.
Go ahead. What team is not as good as their record says?
There's a team that just blew a team out by 60 points last night after being on a really, really bad losing streak. It's the New York Knicks.
Y'all got to stop taking my teams. That was going to be my next one.
The Knicks team is not it. I don't think they can win a championship with the team that they've constructed right now. I think they need to blow it up, either build around Cat or trade Cat, and then I don't think the Cat Brunson experiment is going to work.
I have my hand raised here.
Yeah, go ahead. But I also have a question for you, Chris, regarding the coaching swap.
People looked at Becky Hammond crazy when she said the Knicks don't have a guy because everybody likes Jalen Brunson, right? Hear me out. If we've been talking about how Luka Doncic's basketball doesn't work, how would a 6'1" Luka Doncic basketball work? It won't. That's the problem. You can't build this is not the 90s where you can get 3 bigs and just foul people the whole game. And
we are done with the 90s.
That's not how it works. Yes, so at the end of the day, Jalen Brunson cannot be your one. Like, he can be your point guard, yes, but he's not a passer. So you have Mikal Bridges, who needs somebody to make a shot for him. To create a shot for him. You have OG Anunoby, who's best when somebody else is creating for him. You have Josh Hart, who's probably the playmaker on this team, Jalen Brunson and Cat. If you're not going to dump it down to Cat, how are you going to generate offense for everybody else? When Jalen Brunson wants to screen and roll, pound the ball for 16 seconds. It doesn't work. The same issues that Luka has is what Jalen Brunson has. He's just smaller. So when Becky Hammond said that, everybody killed her for it. She was right. Unless you have Jalen Brunson and your 2 guard is Jaylen Brown, maybe that works. Maybe.
Your 2 guard has to be Jason Tatum. That's how good the 2 guard has to be.
It has to be somebody big who can defend, and they don't have that. So that's the problem. Jalen Brunson as your best player is the problem. He cannot be.
Wait, no, Chris, that's not even the problem because Josh Hart could be the 2 guard. The problem is Josh Hart can't shoot.
No, Bridges is the 2 already.
Well,
and then
I know, but I'm saying But Josh Hart could be the two. He can't shoot, and neither can Bridges shoot.
Hart shooting 40% on 4 attempts a game. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Hard is shooting it well enough.
It's low key last year. Lou
Yeah, but you watch the game.
You watch
the games. He doesn't shoot unless he's wide the hell open.
Well, because his main priority, he's almost operating like Luka Garza out there.
He's a cutter. He's a cutter and a crasher too. So he's not going to get that many open threes, which is the problem. Which is the problem too, Danny. To your point, Anunoby shoots, I want to say 5.5 a game.
Why? OG Anunoby shooting 5 threes a game.
And they took away from what Anunoby's great at. Anunoby's still an elite defender, period. But they try to turn him into more of a scorer now. That's the problem. Like the guys that they have, Mikal Bridges can't play his game because they need him to get 18 to 20 points. Like it's not like luxury. They need that. So it's like, bro, I don't know. I don't think I don't know. I don't think the construction around Brunson is going to work because you have to have a niche team for it to work around Brunson. Sorry on my soapbox.
Do we put any of this blame on Mike Brown? Tibbs made it work. Tibbs made this work. I'm not saying Mike Brown is a bad coach by any example. You don't win multiple coach of the years, but I feel as if Tom Thibodeau was the perfect coach for a team that revolves around a ball-dominant, undersized guard and just a bunch of guys willing to play defense.
Oh my God, Mike Brown and John Harbaugh?
Here's where Mike Brown is better. Or I think the idea of Mike Brown is better. Mike Brown's going to play dudes. Landry Shamet has had an underrated season with these guys. Jordan Clarkson is having probably one of the better seasons of his career, all things considered. Miles McBride, he's having a great season. He's shooting 43% from the field from 3 on 7 attempts a game. But there's almost too many guys. Like Tyler Kolek brings a completely different operation to this offense, and you can't even find him minutes. There's just too much going on. And then there's too many dudes that you're asking to do the same thing. Look, I really don't want to rely on 15 points per game from Mikal Bridges. I really don't want that. I'd rather, maybe we up McBride's minutes, but the problem with that is him and Brunson are kind of in similar situations. They're both not great defenders. They're phenomenal scorers, but now if you have them two, because it's already a problem when Brunson and Cat's on the court. Now if you have all three of them, then it's like, oh, it's a lot going on. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I got 2 things. I got 2 things for you, Tom. I think 2 things can be true. I think the thing you said, both things are true. I think Mike Brown's doing a great job, but he's also doing what they asked him to do. The reason they fired Tibbs is because he wasn't playing people, but the reason they were successful is because he wasn't playing people. So the Knicks got what they asked for, and it's messed up that Mike Brown's taking like the hit for it. He's doing what they asked him to do. And you know why? As a basketball player, I can speak to this more than anything. If you're a rhythm guy like Jalen Brunson, like Bridges and Anunoby, you need to be out there 30 to 35 to 40 minutes to get into the flow of the game. Like we were talking about in the chat the other day. Why can't Cam Reddish shoot open threes anymore? Because in the NBA, he doesn't have the time to have the ball in his hands, be able to score, and get going to where the three's knocked down. That's the problem. They're not playing as much anymore, so the rhythm is different. And is that Mike Brown's fault? Yes. But is that what the Knicks asked him to do? Yes. It's kind of you getting what you asked for. Tibbs got screwed. Mike Brown got screwed.
Yeah. It's probably like if you could run Mike Brown stuff, but run Tibbs rotations, or vice versa, like Tibbs rotations and Mike Brown stuff. It would really be something. I wish Tibbs was my coach in times where Jason Tatum doesn't get the ball in the clutch. I really wish Tibbs was my coach, but I'll take Mazzulla for 47 minutes of the game. Who, we're not talking about the Celtics, but Mazzulla's been incredible. I think this year he's finally proved to me he is a good, a great coach. He's one of the best in my opinion. All right, let me throw out a team.
Moving screens.
Moving screens, yes, and maximizing Luka Garza.
Moving screens.
Maximizing Luka Garza, Jordan Walsh, Baylor Shireman, getting Anthony Simons to play defense. This has to be a top 3 coach.
But Joe Zoo's my favorite coach just off the strength. He will get out there and tell you exactly what he feels without a smile. I love that. Because more people need to be honest. And Joe Mazzulla is honest.
I like Joe Mazzulla.
He said, yeah, we're going to get dinner, then we're going to reenact the Bin Laden raid. I'm like, why is this my coach, dude?
That boy
Why
Missoula
is this
said,
my coach?
but they
Hey,
asked
shout out
Jalen,
Embiid, triple-double.
they said, how do you feel about Jalen Brown? He said, is Jalen Brown, you guys talk? He said, yeah, we talk sometimes, but can't really understand. He mumbles a lot. More just mumbling.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm gonna throw out a team. I don't want to step on no toes. The 26-16 Lakers, man. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And this could be Austin's hurt. Austin's been hurt for a little bit. Hopefully they get him back in. But it just feels like every team that is willing to get up and down the court has them beat. They don't have practically anyone who really wants to get back in transition besides LeBron when he feels like it. When LeBron feels like it, he'll beat everybody down the court and stop transitions by himself. But that's just not who he wants to be anymore.
At 41, bro, I can't expect
at 41. At 41, all right. I'm going to preface this whole thing. None of this is LeBron's fault. Not a single one of these things is LeBron's fault. I'm looking at quite literally everybody else. Rui Hachimura. He's
bad basketball player.
I went over this a couple weeks ago. Mid-range shots, okay? Mid-range shooters. Jaylen Brown, you can take those shots. Tatum can take those shots. SGA can take those shots. Kevin Durant can take those shots. Luka Doncic can take those shots. Braun,
DeMar DeRozan.
Jalen Brunson. Well, DeMar DeRozan is one of the best to ever do it. Of course he can. Joel Embiid, Jamal Murray. These are all guys. These are stars who can take those mid-range shots. Rui Hachimura, if you don't get in that corner, you do not have the star status or the operation of the offense to take these low-quality shots and shoot them at low-quality clips. It ruins a lot of things. It really, really ruins a lot of things. Gabe Vincent, probably the worst rotational player in the entire NBA. Given what he's asked to do, which is put the ball in the basket, doesn't do it. He's very bad at it. DeAndre Ayton, for a smooth 2-week period, he'll be the worst player you've ever seen. For about 5-game stretch, though, you'll think he finally gets it. Dominating his back. No, he's not. He's super charming. Oh, but none of these dudes grind my gears like Luka Doncic, man. None of them. We're finally subscribing to that PRA don't mean nothing. There has to be true impact on the basketball game. Yeah, he is 33, 7, and 8. He holds the ball for like 90% of the game. I don't know what his usage rate is. It's a lie. And whatever it is, it's higher. And yes, he generates a lot of offense. I really wish he would start shooting better from 3. That's kind of been the only knock on his game offensively, I would say, given the current status with Austin Reeves being out. When Austin's there, they split the ball. It's real nice. But he doesn't play a lick of defense. That's the difference between him and Brunson. Brunson tries. Brunson's got nothing for it because Brunson's a 5'11",
and he's small. So
he's a 5'11" freaking butterball turkey, dude. What do you want him to do?
He has an excuse. At the least,
yeah. Trey has an excuse. Anthony Simons has an excuse. He has not been a bad defender this year. He, at least since the start of the new year, since like December, hasn't been a bad defender. He's been quality given what it is. You are like 6'7", 200-something pounds. Glide those feet. Move those feet. Do something.
How tall is
the potential that Luka Doncic could just bring defensively because of his size, his strength. He could be one of the better guard post defenders in the NBA. He could be one of the better. He could be like a solid perimeter defender just off the strength of moving his feet, and he doesn't do it. It's very disappointing. This is why I've been on the Tatum over him train, because Tatum's going to impact the basketball game whether that ball is going in the hoop or not. And if the ball is going in the hoop, there are about 2 people on the planet I take over him. But it's frustrating. I want LeBron out of there ASAP.
I got something that fixes everything for everybody. Hear me out.
On one hand, I want LeBron to take the player option and screw them over. On the other hand, I want him to leave.
I got you. I sent it to the group chat today. Bron and Bronny for Mitchell Robinson, Michael Bridges, Tyler Kolek. Send it.
Ends the career in the Garden. The
and he's
man in
looking
the
to
arena.
announces the retirement at the All-Star game because he likes the attention. He's not a starter. He has to find a way to get it. Announces retirement at the All-Star game, traded to the Knicks, right off into the sunset. Knicks, Celtics, Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics let him win because Jason Tatum doesn't come back to next year. They're cool with that. Knicks, Thunder Finals. Shea sits out because he's a nice guy. He's got more years to go. All I'm saying.
Well, Brady or Braun could easily take the Brady script, right? Get traded back over to the East. Somehow, I don't really care where it is. You face Vic in the finals. Give him that leather. Tell him there's levels to this, and I'll see you in 20 years.
I thought about it. Even better. He finishes this year with the Lakers. Tells them to go F themselves. Minimum deal with the Spurs next year.
Oh my God! And just the baton.
Lil hoops.
See, now LeBron can literally just coast on defense.
And guess what?
Wemby's like 3 dudes.
And guess what? When Wemby misses the block at the top, LeBron every 3 games go get a chase down block. And guess what? Wemby now averages 30 points and 12 rebounds because he catches oops from LeBron James. I watched Mozgov get paid $70 million off of oops from LeBron James. I watched it.
That's to this day the most disgusting contract I think I've ever seen.
After Luol Dengs.
Think about it. 2016 has some of the nastiest contracts in the NBA.
Oh, Bismack Biyombo.
Bismack Biyombo, Nick Batum. 2016 had some bad contracts, dude.
Nico is fire, bro.
Yeah, but I think he got like 80.
Do you want to hear Nico Batum's 2016 contract and then see how fire he is after that?
I think it was 4 years, 80, right? Something like that. Close.
I would say Nico.
I like Nico too, though, Dan. That's my guy.
2016.
How about Fournier though?
For Fournier, he stole money too. You're right.
Don't Google.
Fournier
Yeah,
did.
here's Nicholas Batum, 2016 contract with the Charlotte Hornets. 5 years, $120 million.
I thought it was 4 years, 80. Hey man, get your money.
Yo, hold up.
And
That's a Michael Jordan deal about
no,
Hey, Michael-
$120 million was a lot back then. There were a
Michael
handful
Jordan.
of dudes making 100 M's.
Yo, Gordon Hayward got that money.
Chandler Parsons got that type of money.
Gordon Hayward was an all-star at the very least. He earned that money.
He was.
Tobias Harris got that money.
Tobias Harris a baller.
Tobias Harris did not earn that money. He made 60 more million.
Hey, I'm gonna say when Tobias Harris not on the Sixers, hey, baller.
When he's on that smooth 2-year, $20 million contract, been trying to tell him.
Bro, he's still getting 20 M per year.
Yes, not bad. Rui's getting 14. I'll give Tobias Harris 6 more to not have to deal with Rui. I promise you I will.
You look, and he's not gonna complain that he getting traded for a crumble cookie either.
He doesn't care. That's
because he doesn't have the worst fans in the NBA behind his back.
Because he's rich. That's why I'll be happy. I'm rich. I don't care what I get traded.
Yeah, but I have to live in Detroit.
He's rich. He's playing next to a young, scrappy team. The vibes are just better. His star player isn't an absolute loser.
Why would I want to live in Detroit
right now? The difference between
Cade he had to live in Philly. What is the difference?
Yeah, I
Philly's much better in Detroit.
I want to live in Detroit.
They both stink of shit. What is the difference?
And Detroit got
what
better
is
rappers.
The difference?
So
one's cold.
Detroit got better rappers?
They do.
They do? All right. Who's Detroit? What's Detroit's top 3?
Like currently or just like
all time?
All time. All time.
Eminem.
Yo.
Some would probably put Eminem up there. I wouldn't. Big Sean. I mean, you have to put him up there for. I mean, he's a legend.
Early M is very, very much in the Detroit GOAT conversation.
And they currently got V's and Babyface Ray. They got it going on right now. But Philly does have Uzi. So
we have Lil Uzi.
We have Lil Uzi. We have Meek Mill. We got P&B Rock.
He ate chlorine fries though. You got to disqualify Meek. He did eat fries out of the pool. That can't work.
That was after he dropped championships though.
And you heard the audio from the Diddy party. I mean,
he a little funky, all right.
Yo, Chris,
we on him for that, but we not on Uzi for nothing. Uzi
on the same couch as
Uzi's good with me. He can do what he wants. He's good.
Yeah, Uzi dropped Love Is Rage too, bro. He's cool.
Love is raging.
Honestly, after Uzi dropped 20 minutes, he could literally do what he wants.
21 minutes.
The greatest song of all time.
Of all time.
Like that.
You can play that at a funeral, at a car race, at a basketball game, at a horse racing
I
match.
left my auntie right at the show.
Fernando Mendoza. That's my homie.
Max, and he's tapped doing Fernando Mendoza.
Uzi can do any wrong. And he's 4'6". Nice.
If it's PA as a whole, we could include Mac Miller, but we're not going to do that. That's not exactly fair. Because that's Pittsburgh. That's a whole different thing.
Oh, you get Mac Miller and you get Wiz. That's kind of dope. Nice little double up.
Yeah. I'm cool with our big three though of Uzi, Meek, and P&B. That was high school. What a time, man.
Yeah, I mean, Uzi got it though. Uzi and Meek got it. I just was trolling because Maine and
I don't think it's like every city just gonna have guys.
What did he say?
Like Drake, he said, yeah. If we're talking like strictly like Toronto just got it.
Yeah, nobody really rocking with
Drake, Weeknd, and P&D.
And Justin Bieber.
Well, I don't know if he's from Toronto or he's just Canadian.
But Drake said they used to sell some up on Bieber's side. I don't know. Maybe it's not that far.
I mean, we could throw him in. That is the nastiest top four of all time. That's the craziest top four.
I think they would only like rival like maybe like New York because you would have like Jay-Z.
Yeah, New York.
But I would damn near pick Canada still though, bro. Like it's hard to go against the Weeknd and Drake.
The Weeknd and Drake is that OVO, that EXO.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
and then you go Justin Bieber. That's kind of crazy. Those three is kind of crazy.
Bieber Fever, Weeknd.
That was insane. That was insane.
That's the most streamed. That's the most streamed city, like artist from a city.
Wait, you know what I thought? Houston has Travis Scott and Beyonce.
Nah.
Streams will go crazy. Stream
and
competition.
I mean, streams are kind of crazy.
Well, streams. I guess it depends on the because on Spotify, The Weeknd is the only person with 26 songs with at least 1 billion streams, and then y'all know how Drake's stream numbers work.
That's insane, low key. 26.
Weeknd don't play, man. Like he really. That's when people be like, "Oh, I'm trying to keep this Weeknd song like low key that don't exist." I know he's got more niche songs than others, but bro, he is not this niche underground artist, man. That's literally the GOAT, bro. Like, relax.
He's literally Michael Jackson.
It's the same thing with Drake. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, we gotta keep like the resistance on the low, bro. It's over."
Yeah, no.
The resistance is like the song for the tapped in fans. It's over. But yeah, that's everything we got for you guys. I hope you like that little music detour we took real quick. But make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Audio listeners, leave a like, 5-star review from AP New Freezer, Culture by Migos, DC Comics. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next week.